they are different in the sense that these ones are educated, they can handle their situation. These ones are left uneducated, and they could not even know where to go and place their agitations. So you can clearly see the difference. Well, I can't say, are you telling me that all of those militants in Niger-Delta are Nigerians? There may be some from Cameroon.
As security challenges continue to ravage the entire nation, where bandits and Boko Haram insurgents persistently kill and kidnap innocent citizens, the Zamfara National Caucus has requested that the repentant bandits be granted amnesty and reintegrated back into society. Gangs of heavily armed bandits have displaced hundreds of innocent citizens, stolen herders' cattle, burnt houses, and raped women, rendering many homeless, childless, and without sources of income. The lawmaker on Wednesday, the 17th of February 2021, in a press briefing mentioned that the impact the amnesty program had on the Niger-Delta militia could also be achieved with the repentant bandits willing to surrender their arms and ammunition and get reintegrated back to society. The Niger-Delta Militants were agitating for a fair share of attention and development for oil-producing states as the economy of the nation is being sustained by their own resources.
The Niger-Delta were agitating for peace, for fairness and justice in what they produce in their area. Agreed. So also these people, they started as an agitation, but by being neglected by the authorities that be. So limit my understanding there. You understand? If you extend my understanding, I'm not. I don't belong to those people. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they consider into taking such a decision they have now taken.
Senator Shahabi Yao, representing Zamfara North, had mentioned that bandits were also agitating fairness as they feel neglected by the government in the provision of necessary amenities.
This banditry we are now facing started as an agitation. Agitation in the sense, this set of people, the Fulani herders, whatever you may call them, were neglected by the authorities of those days. Neglected in the sense that they are not given schools where they could send in their children, no proper place of grazing for their cattle, not even water in some of the places they live. So from there they started agitating. And the governments of those days refused to understand this. If only they did, and they started to provide this grazing grounds, properly grazing ground where they may have schools for their children, where they may have water for their cattle, where they will have clinics, where they will have everything they will need. You will have stopped them from migrating from one place to the other. And by the time they migrate, on the way, they find some hurdles. Some of their cattle are being killed. In some places, they are prevented from staying to rear their cattle. And then they started agitating. But are we not Nigerians? And if only they are educated, the agitation will have been different. It will have been the same with the way the Niger-Delta militants did their own. But unfortunately, they felt the best way is to protect themselves and their cattle. And they do this by starting to fight with these sticks. And it now turns into guns.
The ugly trend of armed banditry started decades ago, and the culprits have been alleged to be Fulani herders who had lost their cattle, their main sources of livelihood, to rustlers, and taking arms against the country as enemies of the nation. They allegedly begrudge the government for failing to protect them. Reports have it that they are not only Nigerians but have gangs involved in cross-border robbery and cattle rustling in Niger, Cameroon, Senegal, and Mali. They also allegedly have sponsors that supply them with arms and ammunition. It initially started as farmer-herder clashes over open grazing before it devolved into kidnapping for ransom, cattle rustling, and the wanton killing of innocent Nigerians. Senator Yao said that bandits have been in existence for decades, but not all are Nigerians, saying that most are foreigners. He also mentioned steps he thinks can be taken to curb the menace and reintegrate the bandits back into society.
All we're after is the killing should stop. By that time, these orphans you are talking about, these widows you are talking about, they will not exist. But by the way we are, if we continue, we will be having more and more orphans, more and more widows, and I don't think you can give us a solution to what to do now. Give amnesty to those that repent. By the time you repent, you are repenting in front of an authority. 1, you must declare all your arms. 2, you must be investigated to know where you come from, to establish where you come from and who you are. By the time that is done and you are identified as Nigerian, you enjoy that amnesty and you will be watched under the authorities. If you are not a Nigerian, they can take you back to your country, hand you over to your state government, and will keep watch on you crossing back from any of the borders of Nigeria.